It's time for the rundown. Tune in as Amelia and Lori amuse you with their guilty pleasures, share the unsung promo hero of the week, and help decipher all those impossible text acronyms.
Hello and welcome to episode 60 of The Rundown. I'm Amelia Madl with Promo Corner, and joining me as always, my co-host, Lori Bolton from Totally Bamboo. How's it going, Lori?
I'm good, Amelia. Where am I at this week?
Oh, shoot. In a hotel with a really cool picture.
I'm in a hotel. I started off in Seattle and drove my 4.5 hours because of rain and traffic, but I am now in Portland, Oregon, my old stomping grounds.
That's awesome. I have never been to the state of Oregon. It's like one of 10 states that I've never been to.
Oh, next time I'm here, we'll have to coordinate and we can film live here. But this is my old stomping grounds when I was at Nike for 7 years.
Yeah, I remember. That's awesome. Well, before I ask you too much more about your trips and travel and what you're up to, I want to give a shout out to our show sponsor, Towel Pros. Love them so much. And they are one of the largest towel and textile suppliers in the U.S., serving a wide range of products to the promotional products industry. They supply wholesale to fully customized products using various decoration services, including screen printed, sublimation, and embroidery. And for over 35 years, Pro Towels has been the premium provider for beach, golf, fitness, sports towels, and other textile items, including bath and kitchen accessories for 50 industries. And I did not know that. So head on over to protowels.com to learn more and tell them the chicks from the Rundown sent you. Thank you, Pro Towels. And I wish I would have dug out the samples that they had sent me that I showed last time they sponsored. Which
yes,
was like
so amazing.
Ink. I don't know if that's really what it was, but basically when your towel gets wet, a message or an image shows up, which is really cool.
So cool. I got some too. They sent me some, and I just love the technology, and my mind just goes wild on different applications and solutions for customers on how you can use it. Vision statements, mission statements, like so cool.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So cool.
I want one that, like, when I get out of the pool and I put it on, it says, "If you can read this, bring me a cocktail." I want to see if they can do a special towel.
They will. I don't even know if you should say, "If you can read this." I would just say, like, when you get out, bring me a cocktail.
Mama needs her juice.
Juice. I love it. That would be so fun. So
funny. So Lori, what's up? What's new? What have you been doing?
Cow. So still on the road like crazy, but that is to be expected. You know, I'm almost 8 months into this lovely position over at Totally Bamboo. And speaking of Totally Bamboo, David Chen, I mentioned a little bit on my on our podcast last time, but I did officially take ownership of a Tesla a couple of weeks ago, and I've got the Y. I absolutely love it. And I think I mentioned you can get insurance through Tesla. They don't track your speed. They track how quickly you're braking, how close you're following a car, your turn signals, changing lanes. So it's those parameters that they rate you by. So I'm happy to say that I'm like a 94 out of 100. I'm considered a safe driver. And for those of you who have ridden with me and have complaints, I'm a safe driver. And I'm the one that sits behind the big rig and just drives. I know, ridiculous. But my policy is like $90 a month, Amelia, and it can change. It can fluctuate. Like, let's say I decide, next month in the month of May, I'm going to start whipping around corners and roundabouts. It's going to go up. But I love that it's based on your driving habits. I think that's kind of cool. So
yeah, we have, they have Driveology sticks. They kind of look like USB sticks, and you put them into your car. And we have them in some of ours, and it obviously Tesla has its own system in place, but for those, it just really tracks hard brakes and fast accelerations, and your insurance is adjusted based on driving. But again, they don't check speed. They just check are you like passing it really fast, or are you like doing a hard brake? Because they figure if you're hard braking a lot, that means you're probably close to running into the back of somebody.
Exactly. And so on the Tesla, Amelia, so think of like a golf cart or a little, go-kart where it's the gas. And if you take your foot off the gas, it actually stops the car. So
Oh,
I very rarely, and if you use that method of stopping the car, it regenerates the battery. But it's this, you have to get the feel down. Like if I take my foot completely, if I'm going 50 miles an hour and take my foot completely off the gas, I literally come to a screeching halt. But because there's no
kind of relearn how to
It
drive
is.
because there's muscle memory in your ankles and your feet of like
Totally. Like,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm learning how to like gently come to a stop and not throw Steve Herman through the window and Bailey through the window. But it's fascinating. I absolutely love it. They do have in my model, I'm sure it's all models, but they have a chill mode. So it takes it down a notch to where if I step on it, I'm not going 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. So last night I was on the phone with David as I was driving and I said, hey, so check Tesla insurance, see what yours would be. And I won't tell you the amount, but it was well double that mine. And he's like in a sports car though. He's in the Plaid, which goes super fast. And I probably don't help the cause because when we're together and there's like a clear highway, I'm like, go.
Well, David's not the grandma type, so he's gonna
no.
Get it.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's been my guilty pleasure, Amelia. I haven't been had a chance to drive it like a ton because I've been traveling. It's at the airport again this week, but I'm getting used to it. We're bonding, and I've got like a little over 300 miles. But if there's anybody out there with Teslas, I know there are a handful. Please, when this drops, let us know. Let me know what some secret tips are.
Okay, well, let's see. I don't have anything quite that exciting. Maybe it's exciting. I guess it depends on your lookout. So what have we been doing? We went camping over Easter. My mama came to town recently. I've been working on my garden, which I'm going to show you a little picture. I think you'll like this. So I saw these on Pinterest. So these are just like old pallets we had around the farm. And I actually had to rip the boards in between. Like I was dying, like ripping these apart to create space. So you can see the top two I planted. So I have onions in them and a bunch of salad starters. And then I have several more. But yeah, so I've been working on my garden slowly but surely, trying to get everything in order. And you can see I had my shovel and my water glass out there. Yeah, so I've been doing that.
I love that so much, Amelia. Now, the thing that like I wonder, because you're on so much acreage and you've got so much beautiful wildlife, will you put something up around it so the animals won't eat your lettuce and everything you planted?
I don't. It's not too far from my chicken coop, so I'm hoping that there's enough noise from the chickens kind of moving around. I'm sure stuff will get eaten, but I don't fence it in because my husband is psycho about mowing, and he always wants me to plant everything. He's like, can you plant everything spaced enough for me to get my mower in? He has a 72-inch deck, 0-turn mower. I'm like, I can't plant my stuff 5 feet apart. So I planted it wide enough that I can either just weed eat, or I have a little push mower that's electric that I can just go in between the rows. I was like, that's good. Stay away from my garden. Don't touch it. So
it's so funny. Yeah. It's so funny you say that, Amelia. Like that's the thing too with Steve, like stay away from my garden. That's like my baby. I have them in troughs. So they're up, so I don't have, because my back and knee, I don't have to bend down. Like I can garden like standing up, which is super cool. But those are troughs are my troughs.
Yeah.
Like I don't need you doing anything at all. Like you just check that off your list. There's no maintenance necessary on your side. Just leave my garden alone.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I'm planting a ton of different lettuces. I have onions. I haven't started the tomatoes yet, but I have green beans in starters that I did in a greenhouse. Green beans, squash, zucchini, cucumber. So
exciting.
Yeah. And then beyond that, my baby is going to be 16 in May. So we're trying to figure out what she wants to do for that. And she's going on her first solo trip without a parent or without like one of my friends on a school trip. She's going to San Francisco for 5 days for like a journalism conference.
That's amazing. So, are you nervous or are you good? Because you've raised your kids like to be worldly, travel, like.
I'm okay. Not like the traveling part, just mostly that she's going to be in San Francisco, which does not have like the best security right now and stuff going on. So there's 2 chaperones, but there's 13 kids. So she's older. There's some kids that have never flown before, which to me is crazy. Especially like there's kids her age that have maybe had been on a plane once when they were little, and I'm like, she's traveled a lot, so I'm not worried about that part.
Yeah, San Francisco, unfortunately, I've got another friend that's wanting to go there and asking me for recommendations. And I said, don't go. Like, you're going to Sonoma and to Napa, like take your day or two that you're going to spend in San Francisco and add it on to one of those lovely places. It's a hot mess.
Yeah. Luckily, the conference is at the same hotel they're staying, which is a Hilton property.
Good.
But they are going to do like excursions. They're going to go see the Golden Gate Bridge, and they're going to go see the Painted Ladies, and they're going to go do the Alcatraz tour, which I think is really cool. I'm kind of jealous. I would like to go. I'm sure she's happy that I'm not going. The teacher was like, next year you're planning this trip because you know all the travel ins and outs. And I was like, only if I get to go. But she probably won't.
Yeah, exactly. She might. So Amelia, I went to Alcatraz and I did that whole circuit in 5th grade. I still have my photo album in the garage of me and Alcatraz. It was a mission trip. So we went up the coast of California and stopped and looked at the different missions, and Alcatraz was on our list. And it was creepy. I mean, so creepy, but it's, I don't know. Did they reinstate Alcatraz? It's a working prison again?
No,
it's still dormant.
Yeah.
It was smart though. Like you're in the middle, it's an island. And if prisoners, decided to escape, they had to survive the sharks. So I thought it was brilliant, like, back then that they created it, but it's fascinating. I can't wait to hear all about it. That's amazing.
All right. Well, next time I'll have some information. So Lori, what is your Living with Lori tip? What do you got for us?
So we are in the month of April. This will actually drop in the month of April. Earth Day is coming up, and I find it always super important after a heavy week of travel, stressful weeks, is to get grounded. And what does that look like? So tying this into Earth Day, for me, grounding is taking to the earth. And sometimes I'll post on my social media, like, I've taken to the earth. I have gotten outside. I've done a walk around the lake. I am outside gardening, which you're doing, Amelia. It's so good. And I'm sure it's so good for your mind, body, and soul. But getting grounded, and some of the things you can do to get grounded, or what grounding will do, it lowers inflammation in the body. It improves your mood. It reduces pain, decreases stress, which is what both you and I were, discussing, and then it improves blood flow. So again, getting grounded, taking to the earth, getting outside. And I talk about that a lot. Get outside. We have such natural beauty right in front of us, and to stop and just, even for a moment, close your eyes and listen to what's around you. Feel what's around you, whether it's the wind in your face, the sun shining on you, whatever that may look like, the birds chirping in the background, and just pause for a moment. So that's my Living with Lori for April. Take time to get out there and get grounded.
Yeah, and you have this little clip that we had, which kind of talks about basically what you just mentioned, benefits of grounding, nutrition. And I do, like, vitamin D is really a thing. So I do feel better getting outside, and it's kind of my workout. Like, I'm literally having a shovel. I had my husband bring in dirt with the skid loader, and then I was like shoveling it and putting it in those. And then some of it was chunky because it rained. And so I was like breaking it all up. And like, it was a workout. I'm sweating every day when I'm done. I'm not just like, oh, let's put a little plant in the ground. Like, I am sweating, hauling stuff. And I had to go get the pallets by myself, and I'm hauling those, and I had splinters all over my hands. So
I love it. But didn't you feel good? Not only did you feel good about just being out in nature and that you're growing food for your family, whether the kids decide to eat it or not, but you are with yourself out in nature. You can probably hear your chickens nearby. The dogs are running around. There's something peaceful about that, and very therapeutic. And I encourage you. As I said, I'm in Oregon right now, got into Washington Monday. It's been gloomy, rainy every single day. And when you say vitamin D, like, give me my sunshine. I can't go outside right now and just even take a walk. So enjoy it if you've got the good weather. And I encourage everybody just to take a moment and get grounded.
Yeah, every day that it hasn't had huge winds, which today it's super, super windy out, or it hasn't been raining, I'm outside with my tank top. Like, I have it looks like summer on my back and shoulders. Like, I'm majorly tan from being outside doing yard work.
I love it. Good work, Amelia.
Yay! Well, since I am the bestest mom ever, not by my kids, but so my mom did, I've done a couple of things. One, I don't know if I mentioned it to you before. I apologize if I already said it, but a few weeks ago, we had one of our outbuildings poured with concrete. So everything had to be taken out of it. And that's where we store like the boats and like all the hunting stuff and just way more shit than people should have. But my husband has a lot of farm equipment. So anyways, it was completely empty. He hadn't put anything in it yet. So I had a pair of really old roller skates that I got out, and I was like, I'm going to go roller skate. So I'm like roller skating in the shop, and my daughter's on this tricycle that she had when she was 3. And I'm like, she looks like a clown on it. And I'm pushing her around on it. And she's like, you are such a child. I was like, yeah, this is what I did as a kid. Like, we would roller skate in our basement and listen to music. I was like, it's fun. Like, you should be so lucky that I'm a child.
Totally.
And then when my mom was in town for early Mother's Day, I took her and my daughter, and we all got petties, and then we went to Target to do some stuff. Well, my daughter didn't wear good shoes. She wore Crocs, and she didn't want to jack up her toenails. And she had been at dance tryouts the day before and hurt her hip. So I put her in this cart. So she couldn't fit in like the kid part where she puts her legs. So this is like the one for like if you have a couple of toddlers and you could put in it. So I'm pushing her around Target in this, and she wanted to do it, but she kept going, Mom, this is so embarrassing. Don't make me ride in this. And I was like, you're fine. Sit down. You're fine. Sit down. And so I'm trying to steer this thing, and it's like a 18-wheeler like through the aisles.
I love it.
So that is me being a mom, being silly, and she'll tell me all the time, Mom, you're such a child. And I was like, don't you want me to have fun? Don't you like we do? Like, I'm fun, right? That's cool. Is that not cool to be a fun mom?
Watch, she's gonna go brag to all of her girlfriends. My mom pushed me in the Target cart or whatever it was. I think it's awesome. If I was there, I would want a ride.
I told her next time, I was like, let's do it again next time, but we can make a whole TikTok. Like, we could put the phone on the end, because literally if I'm standing behind her, you can't see me. And it would just look like she was floating through the store. I was like, that's where my mind goes. I was like, oh my God, we could do all these cool videos with this. We could turn the aisle once, and there was a mom and another daughter. And the look that they gave us was like,
seriously?
It was a serious side eye. And I was like, next time I'm going to like wrap your leg in something so it looks like you're injured.
Or dress her up in a costume. Like, have her dress up in a costume and like, or even her cheerleading outfit and push her around.
Never wear a bicycle helmet. Like, be like, it's okay, we're riding your bike.
I love it. I love it. People are so crazy. I love, like, I would totally do that in a heartbeat. But yeah, people are like, oh my God, you see, she's pushing her daughter in this cart.
Yeah, it was funny.
So
I thought it was amusing.
It's hilarious.
Okay, and speaking of good times and good people, our unsung promo hero of the week, Lori, you have someone that you work with that you have nominated, so we're going to take a little listen here.
Hi, Lori Bolton with Totally Bamboo. My unsung hero is Alan Clark, our inside sales coordinator over at Totally Bamboo. He is amazing. He's always so quick to help me, still being somewhat of a newbie. As recent as last week, a customer needed a sample sent overnight. Shipping department fell through the cracks, and Alan took it on his way home from work and dropped it off at FedEx for me. Just truly amazing, pleasure to work with, and always so quick to just jump in and help whenever he can. So thank you, Alan, for being my unsung hero, and see you later.
Thank you, Alan Clark. Good job. Good job.
Good job.
Okay, Lori, we talked a little bit about your guilty pleasure, which has been your Tesla. But besides that, is there anything else? Have you been binging anything? Have you been doing anything else?
So I think I mentioned on the last podcast, my mind is like so mushed right now, but I am officially in a 500-hour Pilates training course. So I am well in it. And I am waking up when I'm at home at like 4:00 in the morning to get to the studio by 5:30-ish. I know I'm crazy, but because I have to get these classes in, it's 500 hours. My in-studio training starts this weekend. So it's 12 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday for several weekends. And that's like actual like learning the equipment and how to set up the reformer. And there's so much, but I'm in the middle of anatomy right now, my anatomy book. So I go around and I'll like just talk like, okay, this is the ulna bone that's like on the pinky side. And then you've got your radius, you've got your humerus. So I'm learning, and I love anatomy. It's so fascinating. I was on a flight, what day was it? This last week on my way home. I was in Colorado, headed home, and I was studying my anatomy. I had an hour and a half flight. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to study. The little boy behind me is like, Daddy, what's she looking at? It's a human body, and you've got to name all the bones. I just thought it was really funny, but I'm excited, Amelia, for this. I scared him. His dad's like, I don't know, son. I am so excited about this because it's going to tie in so beautifully with my health and wellness journey, and helping people in that space to with the Pilates. So that's been my guilty pleasure. I haven't had a chance. I'm watching videos and learning bones.
That's okay. That's your guilty pleasure. You're into education and learning and bettering yourself, and that's good. That's what we should all do. That's not what my guilty pleasure has been lately. So I wanted to show you something different, but I did watch one show that is binge worthy. So I have to mention it. It's on Netflix, and it's called Beef.
I've seen this pop up somewhere. Tell me about this.
So they, a lot of people had talked about it before, and they were interviewing the actors, and I was like, I don't know. But once I got into it and watched the first episode, I couldn't stop. So it is basically, there are two people who are involved in a road rage incident, and then the rest of the series, I think there's 10 episodes, are all like how they let their anger and frustration and this one little incident have such a huge impact on their lives. All these things just kind of snowball from there. And so it has a good message, but it's just crazy. It's a little over the top about things, how far they take it, but it's a really, really good show, and I definitely suggest watching it. The other thing I thought I should call to attention on myself, and I didn't know if this was a mom or a binge, but so a lot of people order crap on TikTok, or they're like, Instagram made me do it, or TikTok made me do it. Have you ever gotten something like seen something advertised online and then you're like, I'm going to buy it because of that?
And I bought it and it fits a baby doll.
So you're buying clothes. So for me, Shark Tank made me do it. So the Scrub Daddy, have you seen the Scrub Daddy? They sell them in retail stores now. There was like a dish soap that had like a little face or like a scrubber.
Yeah, we've had them for years. Love it.
Okay, so I bought that from Shark Tank. Loved it. The other thing I bought, which I think is a bust, I saw this on Shark Tank. So it's called the Bug Bite thing. It's literally what it's called, the Bug Bite thing. So it's supposed to be if you get a bug bite, you like plunge it down and then you put it on your skin and pull it up, and it's supposed to like suck up the venom or the sting or whatever. It doesn't work. Don't waste your money.
What possessed you to buy that?
Because everybody gets bug bites around here because of like we're in the country and you get like the mosquitoes and the chiggers, and I was like, instead of everyone complaining, I'll just get that. That's the thing, you know.
Syringe. It's a fancy syringe that you just need to ask your doctor for. Like, can I have an empty syringe?
I know. It's a real problem. Like, this is not something where I'm on my phone and can like hit buy now. I'm watching a TV show and then I have to remember the next day and then I order it on my computer. So the other thing I got, which I'm kind of into this is called Youthforia. It's a blush. but it's a gel. So it is supposed to change color based on your skin tone. So we're going to do a live. I hope this does it. So you
Or something?
Can you see it?
Yeah, a little.
So you do that, and then you get the brush.
You have to buy the brush too.
You don't have to. I just bought one because I wanted to clean one that didn't have all my stuff. But so if you put it on you, it will change color, and it's supposed to like mix with your skin tone to give you the perfect color blush. So you can see.
You love it?
Yeah, I don't wear blush a lot. I feel like my face is red enough. Like I'm outside, I get sun, and when I get hot, like you can see my neck, like I'm kind of hot in the house. It's humid. But I thought that was a cool thing. So Shark Tank made me do. Those are the things
you should list the links in case any of our viewers want to get bug sucker, a gel brush. But I have to tell you, out of the 3 you showed, the Scrub Daddy is truly like amazing.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Amazing. Like we have them in the camper. We have them all over. The best.
Yep, those are good. Okay, Lori, I have picked some terms for you. These are going to be easy peasy, but in the grand scheme, since it is Earth Day and since I've been gardening, I just picked some simple gardening terms. And these, I'm sure you'll know them, but I do have friends that call me because they still get confused. So we're going to start with the first thing. An annual plant. When you're plant shopping, a lot of times people don't know the difference between annuals and perennials. Do you know what an annual plant means?
Yeah, they're going to last forever.
Wrong. That is where people mess up. So annuals mean that they have 1 year life cycle. Perennial means that they survive longer than 2 years.
I need to shop for perennials.
Yes. So annuals are like the, I don't know, like mums that you put into a pot. Yes. Or
tulips.
No, tulips are perennials. They come back every year.
Oh, they can die and come back. Okay, so my daisies would be perennials.
Yeah. Daffodils, those are perennials. Rose bushes.
What would be a year?
Like the I can't think of what they're called. The little flowers that like are really tiny and they really only bloom in the spring.
Yeah.
There's lots of plants here, but that is something people mess up all the time. So annual, think of 1 year. Annuals only last 1 year. Perennials last multiple years.
Okay, I'm going to take you shopping when I go to the garden shop.
Okay, just FaceTime me. And then the other term I had not heard are biennials. Have you ever heard of those?
Biennials, they bloom every other year.
So plants whose life cycle takes place in 2 years. So they just last 2 years.
Oh.
So the first year is mostly foliage, and then the second year is when they produce their flower.
So sad.
Yeah. And then the last term I have for you, and these are for usually annual plants that you have to do this to, but do you know what deadheading is?
Oh my gosh, I totally know what deadheading is. You deadhead your roses. You go in and you cut the dead stuff off. I love deadheading.
Yep. And what are the little tiny, good God, they're like little tiny purple flowers. They look like 4-leaf clovers. They kind of die. A lot of times they're in hanging baskets.
Oh gosh.
They kind of get like wilt, and if you pull those off, then a new flower will bloom. So when the flowers kind of go limp, you just pull those off. I don't know why I can't think of the words of those.
No, but deadheading I love, and because that is part of my grounding, getting outside and just deadheading the bushes, and oh, I love that so much.
I went out to I have a big berm, and there's like just kind of not wildflowers, but stuff we planted and trees. And I had my choppers out there, and I was just like trimming my tree shrubs and making little paths. And I could see like the new peonies popping up and some other like Japanese flowering tree that I have out there. And it's so, so pretty.
So nice. So deadheading is not following the Grateful Dead in a VW van.
Yes, that is not. I don't know what that is. It's being a roadie.
Yeah, exactly. Love it.
Boy. All right. Well, see, I am here to teach you something new. I thought for sure you would know that.
I love it. No, I didn't know that. So I love that. Annuals, only 1 year, which will make me sad. Perennials, 2 years-ish. And biannuals, the first year they're fancy, and the second year they're eh.
No, the first year they're foliage. So the first year they're like
foliage.
green. And then the second year is when they bloom and create a flower.
Okay, cool.
And I put perennials, things that my mom always says, those aren't going to last. A lot of times perennials are more, they should be in the ground, but I have several pots that I've planted perennials in, and they keep coming up year after year, like 4 years now. They just come up and flower and bloom.
I love that so much.
You save money. You don't have to replant your plants.
Yeah. Plus, it's kind of fun to see when they start getting life back again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, that is going to do it for us. Thank you again to our sponsor, Pro Towels. Go to protowels.com to learn more. Again, tell them Lori and Amelia sent you. Customer service won't know what you're talking about, but say it anyways. And then be sure to tell us about your guilty pleasures. Post some pictures of your gardening or your favorite flowers, binge watches, and then don't forget to nominate your unsung promo hero. Tune in again on Friday, May 12th. This year's going to be half over before I know it.
I know. So crazy.
Time's just right now.
I know.
Okay, that's making me stressed. Now I need to go get a drink or go get some nature. I don't know which.
Yeah, go get grounded. And you're going to have a 16-year-old. Like, this is crazy. Crazy.
All right. Well, I go get grounded so I don't stress myself anymore. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.